Welcome, and here we go again. And today I thought I'd rush out video. I would try to get a better camera quality for today's video, but I thought I'd rush this one out before Spyfall Part 2 comes out, and it's a video I wanted to do today. So apologies for the voice being out of sync. Maybe just listen to this or something, because it'll be more effective. Anyway, last week, Spyfall Part 1, not last week, this week really, Spyfall Part 1, the first episode of Doctor Who Series 12 was broadcast, and yeah, I didn't give a review on here like I wanted to. The reason for that was, my review of the episode is on JTV 1963, their account. Please go and follow them, they're a brilliant YouTube account. We did a review of the episode together, and sadly I couldn't launch it on here because we had a bit of a problem live streaming. We'll try and get it on this account tonight, but if there's no review, it'll probably be on JTV 1963 account. So we will do a review of Spyfall Part 2, and it will be on either this account or JTV 1963. So please, if you're not subscribed to them, please do. That'd be brilliant. Anyway, I've wrote down a few notes. I've watched Spyfall twice now, and I thought I'd just give a little video offering my thoughts, because I didn't get to do that last time, and that was annoying. So, for those of you who didn't hear what I thought, I'll leave the full review, which had my first reactions on, in the comments. But this is my review with everything I've sort of thought of over time. So yeah, I really liked the episode. I thought it was a return to form for Doctor Who. It really surprised me. My expectations were really low. I was thinking it was going to be really cringy, a focus on the parody elements of James Bond, which there were some, and there were some relatively cringy moments, I guess, but nothing near the cringiness of Series 11, and it seemed to make more sense in the context of the plot than the cringy bits like the Wi-Fi family and the Stormzy bit in Series 11. So I have a few notes here that I wanted to discuss. There's quite a lot going on in this episode, quite a lot going on in the 60 minutes, and obviously we've only seen half of a story here. And I have watched it twice, which is weird because part of my love for the show died last year because I was constantly moaning about the last series, and as this was such a return to form, me and Dr. Core, who you may be familiar with, we sat down and watched the episode because I watched it on my own last week, and he did too. So we thought we'd watch it together and talk about it, and really give it another chance, see if it's as good on a rewatch, and it was. Again, really enjoyed it. It emphasised the flaws a bit more, I guess, and the annoying bits, but again, I really enjoyed it. It's a really fun hour of television, and it's really perfect for New Year's Day. It has action, it has adventure, it has scares, it has cool monsters, it has shocks. It's really good, really everything I would want on a New Year's Day episode of Doctor Who. I think it starts off a bit like Not This Again. That's what I was thinking when the episode started. I was a bit like, oh, this is more of the same, isn't it? I think it was when Stephen Fry's character C got killed, which was a shocking moment, and I did like Stephen Fry, so I was disappointed a bit, but from that point onwards the episode turned really good. It turned really enjoyable. I had a smile on my face through quite a lot of it. I laughed a few times, I gasped a few times. It was really everything I could have wanted from a Doctor Who season opener, and it was everything that made my hopes for the show restored. It actually felt like Doctor Who, and it's the first time it's felt like Doctor Who, at least a good episode. I know Kablam felt a bit like Doctor Who, but I didn't think it was a good episode. I thought it was mediocre. It's the first time a good episode has felt like Doctor Who, and this feels to me like it's getting back on track. Now, to be honest, Number one, there were a few things I didn't like. Number two, it's only one episode, and tonight's episode, Spyfall Part 2, could sink really low and could be terrible, or the rest of the series could be really, really bad. Because they did spend quite a lot of budget on this, because it looks brilliant, it sounded brilliant. It went to all sorts of different locations. They really pulled out the stops on this one, and the budget really went everywhere. So I hope they continue to have it looking good and continue to have that quality that this one had. I also feel like this was more confident. It felt more like it was comfortable in its own body, if you know what I mean. It was more... It felt like it knew what it was doing. It felt like it knew where it was going a bit better. I haven't seen the rest of the series. I haven't seen part 2 yet. So easily it could go a really terrible direction and Chibnall could ruin it. But it did feel more assured as a return. Chibnall's writing wasn't bad. I'm not a fan of his writing. I thought his writing here was actually really good. And my problem here isn't with the writing, it's with the acting. I thought Jodie Whittaker's performance, I'm not a fan. I thought she was quite bad in it. I thought the companions weren't great. I thought Bradley Walsh sadly wasn't even that good in this episode because he didn't get much to do. Tosin Cole, I've always disliked him. Mandeep Gill was the best of the three. I'm still not a huge fan of her, but I think her emotional scene where she had a chance to react to what she'd had, what she'd been through, was great, and it tested her a bit more because she hadn't been tested. She hasn't been through anything. She hadn't done anything yet. So it was interesting to see something her put in danger, and that's true. There was a lot of threat in this episode, a lot more threat than in previous series because you've got a lot of things going on. You've got Lenny Henry's Daniel Barton, you've got the Master, and I'll talk about that a bit more in a sec, and you've got the shapeless burning creature things, which there's not really a proper way to defeat yet. They haven't found a proper way to defeat them, and they're everywhere, so there's quite a lot of threat. They want to destroy the universe. The team are crashing to their deaths in the brilliant cliffhanger at the end. Thank God for cliffhangers being back. Thank God for two-parters being back, because really it makes me much more excited for the next episode. Makes me really anticipate what's going to happen next. Thank God for returning villains being back, because that Master reveal at the end was brilliant. And I thought Sacha Dhawan was the star of the week in this episode. I thought his Master was very zany. We only saw him in 5 seconds, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him more. But I think from what I've seen, and from his other roles that I've seen, I think he's the right person for the role. There's some interesting theories about what the monsters are involving the Vord, and that's interesting, and if that happens I'll react to that in full on tonight's video, either on my account or on JTV 1963. So yeah, my score for the episode is an 8 out of 10, and yes, I have watched it twice, so that is proper. I would have a big Humi to scoreboard like I usually do, but I'm not going to because you can't see it properly. So yeah, I hope tonight's is good. I hope it's another strong episode. I hope it's entertaining. I hope it's gripping. I hope it takes it in a really good direction, because this took Doctor Who back in the right direction, and I really hope it continues on the right path and continues to improve as well, because there are improvements to be made. There are some problems here, particularly on the side of the acting at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, Chris Chibnall's improved. The others need to now. Jodie and Tosin in particular need to improve. They're my problem with this episode in particular, and they're where I think my main criticisms and problems lie here. So yeah, I'll give my thoughts of Spyfall Part 2 on the live stream tonight, either on my channel or JTV 1963, so please stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in, please subscribe, and I will be back tonight. Goodbye.